Well, welcome to Front Porch Conversations. We're so glad you took some time today to come up on the porch and sit and rock with us. And we have a guest that's come to visit with us. My name is Gay Martin, and we have a new resident, a fairly new resident, that's come to visit with us today. You're going to love her. I've just visited with her a little bit, and she is a delight. And her name is Carolyn Welkley. So we're excited to have you, Carolyn. We are. Tell us how long you've been here in Live Oak at Advent Christian Village.
It's been about 14 months.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's really new.
Yeah, it is.
And for those of us that watch this on camera, and tell us where in the community you live.
I live in Taylor Commons in an end unit. Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful apartment.
Yeah,
just
they
right
are nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that because I wasn't sure exactly where you were. Yeah. Where did you come from? What brought you here?
I moved here from Jacksonville, Florida.
Did you?
And my husband and I had been he'd been pastor of the church in Springfield for a little over 34 years.
My word. Same church?
Yeah, oh yeah. And he decided to retire, of course, and got to be 65 and so forth, and retired, but then co-pastored the church for a while. Mm-hmm. And then that wasn't really working out, so the new pastor has taken over completely, which is great. And then we joined the Baptist church.
Okay.
And everything was going along fine until COVID hit. And even though he didn't die of COVID, he got sick with pancreatic issues that spread throughout his body, and he died the day after Christmas in 2020. And
wow.
I knew I didn't want to take care of the house, so I stayed there a year and then sold it. And then moved into a lovely apartment right on the river, down on the riverfront, called River House.
Oh my
The
word.
balcony on the 4th floor. It was great. I was there a couple of years, and it was great therapy for the loss I had been going through. But then I began to have some physical problems, and I thought, well, I have good friends here, a good church here. My kids live far away. But I'm not sure that my everyday life, my quality of life, was not the best. It was easy for me to become a hermit, and nobody stopped to see me.
Yes.
And so we never really wanted to live in Dowling Park because it's so far from everything.
Right.
But I felt that may be the place where I needed to go, and that's the short story of it.
Where are you from originally? Where were you born?
I was born in Rochester, New York. And
my stars.
Yeah.
From up north.
So was my husband.
Really?
Separate hospitals in different year. Yeah.
Well,
we were from Western New York. The Alton, New York church would have been the church that I was part of, the Advent Christian Church at.
Really?
And he was part of the Advent Christian Church in Penfield, New York.
Okay.
And they were about 20, 30 miles
What
apart.
did your father and mother do? What did they do for a living?
My father was a machinist. After he got out he was in World War II, was in the Army. they got married. When World War II started, he decided to enlist, get it out of the way before getting drafted.
Sure.
So he went and had his physical and so forth, and they wouldn't accept him because he had flat feet and was nearsighted. And they told him that because he was already working in a munitions plant at that time in Rochester, that he would not be eligible for the draft. So they got married, had me, and then he got drafted.
Carolyn.
And he was gone almost 3 years. I remember the day he got home.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I was sitting on a little step that was inside our house. My hair was up in pin curls. You remember those?
Yes, I do.
And the knock came on the door, and he had hitchhiked from the West Coast to Red Creek, New York, which is where we were living at that time.
My stars.
What was the question?
What your dad did
Yeah.
for a living.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he had pastored or not.
Oh, no.
He was a machinist.
Yeah, he was eventually. After he got home from the military, he worked at a silo plant right in Red Creek. Then he eventually went to Syracuse and worked there, and then to Rochester. We ended up moving when I was a freshman in high school to Williamson, New York, which was closer to Rochester, but I stayed with my grandparents who lived in Red Creek. I can say Red Creek because I'm from there.
Yeah,
You can't say
okay.
it's Red Creek for you.
Yeah, right.
But I finished my freshman year. Then in high school, last 3 years of high school were in Williamson, and went from there to Berkshire Christian College, and in the meantime, Lee and I hooked up.
Yeah. Did you have brothers and sisters?
I had a younger brother.
You did? Mm-hmm. So, and he went to school then there.
Yeah,
too,
he was
if
younger
you went
enough.
that long.
Yeah, he actually, Williamson was his hometown. Red Creek was my hometown because he was that much younger. He passed away in November this year.
He did. I
last
was
year.
going to ask you if he's still alive.
And he was in Vietnam. He was a Vietnam veteran.
Bless his heart.
Yeah, I had a really, really, well, they all
Did
did.
he stay up in the
Yeah,
New
they
York
stayed up in
area?
New York State. Yeah,
They
He
did?
took care of my dad before my dad died. And
Yeah.
They lived in the same house. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'll be. So you went to Berkshire College then?
For 2 years. Mhm.
For 2 years.
Got married, and Lee finished. He was at Aurora University. Well, it was Aurora College then.
You're right.
But he came to Berkshire so he could finish his degree quicker at Berkshire, so we cut off a year. And
Did he?
we got married in '62, September '62. We'd been married 58 years when he died.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What a record.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Did you have children?
3 children, yeah.
Where are they, Carolyn?
The oldest is over in Pensacola right now.
Okay.
The second one is in Sacramento, California.
Wow.
And the third one is down by West Palm Beach, Florida.
Boy, they are scattered.
Yeah. It's a 4-hour drive for my son, but it was farther in Jacksonville. I thought, well, 2 hours closer here.
Oh, yeah.
But I see him at tax time.
I would tell me.
He helps me a great deal with my finances.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Heidi, my youngest daughter. There's 10 years between my second child and my last child. And
So she was almost like an only child.
she
then,
had a
was
whole
she
different
not?
upbringing. Yeah, she had a whole different
Yeah.
upbringing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she the one in?
South Florida, and then
In
near
South
West Palm
Florida?
Beach. Yeah, she's been a manager at Macy's for quite a number of years now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Do you have grandchildren?
Yes, I have 5 grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren.
Wow.
And let's see, 1, 2, 3. No, 5 great-grandchildren. Yeah, that's right. I want to make sure 5 grandchildren. I don't think I've got any great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren yet. Yeah.
It's hard to keep up
Yeah,
with
it is.
them.
My
isn't it?
oldest great-grandchild is 14 already, so.
My stars. My stars.
Remembering birthdays and keeping them on the calendar.
See, that's being very difficult for us as
Our
ours.
age.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
'Cause somebody asked me not long ago, they said, do you know all their names? And I said, no, we don't even want to. Because I can't keep up with all that anymore.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard to do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But it's nice that you have a son that's fairly close to can get
Oh,
to you.
yeah. They
if he
would come in a
needs
minute
to.
if I needed them.
Yeah, sure.
And they've been very helpful. I can't complain
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah.
They've been very helpful.
What have you gotten involved in out here? Or have you yet?
Oh yeah, I'm involved. I think one of the main things that I've been doing that I've really come to enjoy is helping the service coordinators with keeping up with some of the residents. For instance, right now I keep track of those residents who have their meals delivered.
Yes.
And go over the menu with them every week, so that we highlight it and put it in the kitchen so they can.
What a neat volunteer job that is.
It's enjoyable because I don't just stick to the menu and talk with the people and find out if they need anything else, and helps the coordinators a little bit to not.
That's a wonderful service we have here.
Yeah.
That meals are delivered if you need it.
It is, yeah.
Plus, you're a social outlet for them as well.
It does help for some of them, yeah.
Wow, that's a great. You plugged in at a place that fits you very well.
Well, I look for places where I can help, and I also do my little duty at the archives in the library. Whenever it's
What do you do there?
Very little.
Okay.
You're just there in case someone comes in.
In case someone comes in.
And you set up the videos, and there's 2 different videos you set up. And, so they're running when people come in, and you just kind of point them.
I need to go see those.
Oh, you haven't been?
No.
Oh, yeah, you should. Yeah.
I'd like to go see those.
And they tell the story so much better than those of us who.
Sure they do.
Other than Millie. Millie has done such an amazing job.
She is amazing.
In that whole situation.
Yeah.
So.
I have some old church records. One of the churches in Gainesville started in my great-grandfather's home. So when I came, I brought those records with me.
Wow.
And I wanted to donate them here because I don't know where else to donate them. Okay. But it seems like we have a rather hefty archive.
It is, and have you done that yet? Have you brought those?
I brought them, and I asked her to let me read them one more time before I turn them over.
Yeah.
So I still have them, but I've promised them to.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because none of the children really want them.
Exactly.
But I think they'd be of value here,
absolutely.
Don't you?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's amazing.
Yeah. That's good. What do you like about it, living out here?
That's a good question. I should have let me know that ahead of time.
So you could have thought on it.
Yeah, because I can think of the things I don't like right away. But I do like the community sense of community. I can get up in the morning and know I don't have to make a big effort to go out and see somebody or meet somebody or do something. I can just walk out my door, walk across the street. I love being able to walk to everything from where I live and greet people as I want to or not want to. But it's a sense of community the minute you get up in the morning.
Sure,
is
it
what
is.
I feel like.
Sure.
Yeah. So I like that. I don't like the distance. I don't like the inconvenience of not being able to get to places easily.
I know. The little dollar store looks like the mall to me these days.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But I've gotten to where I really like the laid back, no traffic.
Yes.
I do like that.
The thing that you say about being laid back, that is a culture here.
Yes, it is.
Even though I have lived in Jacksonville for now, we came in '84, so what does that make it, 40 years almost? It's the South, but it's not the South.
No,
like
you're
it
right.
is here. And there's a laid back feeling on everything. And
yes,
there's no harm
right.
done,
You're right.
harm done with it. I've had to learn that it doesn't get done this week, next week, maintenance or whatever else you've asked somebody to do or go, whatever, or let you know about something. It's definitely a different time schedule.
It is. It is.
But
there's a different beat in the South.
Exactly.
I think.
That's what
and
I'm
particularly in the rural South.
Yeah. Right.
Our cities have gotten to where they're kind of a conglomeration of.
Right. Everything's happening all the time.
But we have a different meter out here, a different pace.
And I'm getting used to it.
Yeah.
I can't say I like it. I can't say I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's just
I
getting
know.
used to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like playing 2/4 time and going to 12/8 time. In music.
You're right. That's a good analogy. It is.
Yeah. But it's sometimes the slower paced music has more depth and more meaning.
Yeah.
Than the tempo when it's,
you're right.
when it's going up.
Yeah.
So there's a lesson there.
There is, and I have found even in the rural areas if I take time to listen to what people are saying, they have a lot to say.
Absolutely.
I've pulled some little nuggets out of people's conversation that I wouldn't have had any other way.
Right, exactly.
My mother used to laugh when she lived here. Mm-hmm. She would laugh about, it was hard for my brother to come because he was a high-powered corporate businessman. And I'd come and stay a week with her.
Oh, wow.
But when my brother would come, my mother would say, he comes, but he always leaves his motor running.
Exactly.
And she knew
it's understandable.
That he was,
not everybody can
was
slow
in
down.
a hurry, you know. And
exactly.
She would say, if I can see lightning and hear thunder, he thinks I'm okay.
Right.
But that was kind of the way it was because of the way he lived. He lived a very fast-paced life.
Well, that's it. Most of our kids do in their
they
jobs.
Do.
All of mine, all they're very fast-paced, very.
Well, you were a pastor's wife then a good long time.
Well, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Did you work outside the home?
I did.
What did you do?
Well, I knew that was coming. Where should I start? Let's say that back when we lived in Chicago, I started. It wasn't because I wanted to work. It was because it was a need. There was David C. Cook was the Christian education sort of entity that provided Sunday school materials and Christian education materials for churches all over the country, and it was all very white-based and middle class. And a Christian education company opened up called Urban Ministries Incorporated, and it was geared toward inner city churches. And so myself and Stan Flewelling lived with us in Chicago for a while. He and I both started writing for them Sunday school lessons using stories that were from the street and had meaning for the people that we were dealing with and the other churches in that area would be dealing with. So that's how I got started, but there was hardly any money in it working outside. But I did work with one of those little bitty typewriters. I forget what they were called. We had them in college, but they were just little bitty typewriters.
Yeah.
Then. So then when we went to Waterville, I worked for a few weeks. I say a few weeks in a Christian bookstore. I spent what little money I made on buying books, of course.
I'm sure you did.
And then when we came to Jacksonville, I still hadn't decided what I wanted to be when I grew up, so I saw an ad in the paper about paralegal school, and I thought, oh, maybe that could be it. So it was being held at Jacksonville University, American Institute for Paralegal Studies. And after the first class, this woman came up to me and she said, "You look just the way I feel."
Oh my word!
I said, scared
Explain
to death.
That.
Scared to death. I said they were speaking a different language in there, weren't they?
Yeah.
But we got through it, and has been my major. I've done that for many years now.
Paralegal.
Mm-hmm. My internship was at the jail, where I really saw people for the first time, and before they were seen for their arraignments, people like myself, interns, would go in, get their story so that it would go to the public defender's attorney's desk before they saw the person.
Right.
When they would see them for the first time in the courtroom. So it was up to us to make their story relevant. And so forth. And so I did that for about a year. And they also moved me over to the juvenile detention center. Did the same thing, where I saw the kids, and that was heartbreaking beyond belief.
I bet you have some stories to tell.
And so then learned about Jacksonville Area Legal Aid, a nonprofit organization to help people who can't afford legal assistance. We have here now Three Rivers Legal Services, which is similar. We had that too in Jacksonville, but it's a similar organization where people who cannot afford attorneys can get help and so forth. So I worked there 10 years in Jacksonville Area Legal Aid, and at the first year, I knew that that's where I wanted to be. I worked as a volunteer, so my office was in the bottom drawer of the desk of the receptionist. and kept my
Bottom
files.
drawer of the desk of the receptionist.
So I would get my files out, and whoever wasn't in their office, I'd use their office to do my work. But
You just floated.
for about a year, and then I got hired and got my own office, and it was a good feeling to see my name on a door.
I bet.
It was great. But so I shared a secretary with the attorney I worked close with, and so I worked there 10 years. And at the end of that 10 years, the reason I left was the new director over there wanted to chase grants rather than looking at the community, because we're supposed to be serving the community.
Yes, of course.
And he was chasing the grants, and he liked it because I had gotten a grant with the Ryan White for AIDS, people living with AIDS who needed legal assistance, and we got a grant out of that. And he would like that, and he wanted me to stay, but I said, I'm not going to stay, because you're not serving the community.
No.
So I went with, and a whole bunch of us left at that point. And then one of the attorney that I worked with there, Social Security disability attorney, asked me to help her write briefs for federal court appeals.
Good
so I
heavens.
did that for the last 20 well, I still was doing that after Lee died. I did it for a couple of years. But
Did you really?
I couldn't keep my focus on it anymore.
No, I'm sure.
Did
you ever write grants?
Didn't write the grant, but I had help doing it. I had to, because I'd never done it before. I had that.
It's very comprehensive what you've done.
That grant, you had to show that you were building capacity with other organizations in the city. So I had to get, statements that we were all together and working together. Particularly since it was unusual to get grant for legal help.
Right.
In that particular field.
Right.
Medical help was great. They had a lot of grants for that, but not for legal help. But you had to be careful, because at that time, if you were in a full courtroom and someone was there because it was somehow AIDS related, their whole privacy was being violated. And that was what got to me. And
yes.
I had a pro bono panel of attorneys that were willing to take AIDS cases.
Really?
For court cases and so forth, so that so we established a good.
Yeah, it sounds like you did.
It wasn't just me.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of us got together on that. But
I bet you could tell some stories about the young people, offenders that you were in contact with.
Yeah, the kids were really
the broken ones that had made some poor decisions.
Yeah. A lot of them were just. They had parents, but they were kind of abandoned by their parents.
Yeah. Boy, there's a whole generation like that.
Yeah, I think it's worse. Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think in many ways, parents are babysitting rather than parenting.
Yeah.
So just keep them occupied and entertained.
Mm-hmm.
I see that even in my own family.
Yeah, exactly.
It bothers me.
Many times you go to the restaurant and there's a family and they're all with their cell phones.
Isn't it the truth?
All of them, not just the kids, the parents too.
I know.
Yeah.
Is the organization where you were writing lessons that were culturally appropriate using their stories and their lives, is that still
yes, it is.
viable and going on?
Oh, yes, very much so. They've expanded. And
I'd like to read some of those.
Oh, you would?
Yes, I would like to read them. Immediately I thought, I'd like to know what she wrote.
My older daughter has collected those, and she has them at her house, at her apartment in San Francisco.
That's of great value to your family.
But you could go to UMI, urbanministriesincorporated.com, and see some of their material. But we don't write for them anymore. But when it was just beginning, there weren't that many writers, and it was.
But it's still going strong.
Yeah, it's going very strong.
The material is going out there.
Exactly.
And it's used in churches?
Churches and Sunday schools, yeah.
And Sunday schools.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those that have them anymore.
That's an alley that would interest me.
Well, good.
That you've done that.
Yeah,
I'm interested in that. That's so fascinating.
It wasn't just me. It was Stan Flewelling, whose parents were Esther and William Flewelling,
really?
Who were missionaries, Advent Christian missionaries.
Yeah.
When he lived with us, he did it. And then Robert Price, who was a major church member at Hope Church in Chicago, he wrote them. He's been writing them right up till the last few years.
Really?
And he's up in his 90s now. But yeah, we were in
Very
on the we were
interesting.
in on the ground level of that.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Carolyn Welkley, you're fascinating to talk to. Didn't I tell you you'd enjoy a visit with her? I have. She has stirred some things in my heart I want to know more about. If you see her on campus, make sure you make her feel welcome. She might even be bringing your dinner one of these days when you're laid up with your knee. So we thank you for taking time to spend some time with us on the porch today. What a lovely guest. Thank you, Carolyn.